Hi guys, welcome to MoonChild Serendipity Tarot. So today we continue with part 2 of the readings for the soulmate connections for BTS member. So this time is for Jimin, Taehyung and Jungkook. Before we get into the readings, I just want to say that even though I try not to bring any ships into this, but the connections and the bonds between the members are significantly strong, and I feel like we're gonna pick up some of that energies in the readings, and I'm just gonna go and mention that if I do see that in the cards. And also, as I said before, I personally believe that we can have more than one soulmate connections. So and in some of the readings, so with these readings, I intend to try to pick up the most dominant, like the most prominent connections, soulmate connections of the members. So whichever the strongest will show. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the readings. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, here we go. It's a reading for Jimin's soulmate. Let's have a look at the tarot cards first. So, Three of Chalices, it's beautiful. Seven of Chalices, Seven of Swords, Ten of Wands, King of Pentacles. Okay. Right. So I can say Jimin's soulmate, they might start out as friends, because this Three of Chalices is a really strong indicator of friendship, like a really strong and beneficial friendship, like a pure and beautiful friendship. And it's funny how these people are dancing. Jimin loves to dance. So it could potentially start like when he was young, like when he was really young. Not necessarily when he's still in his dancing academy, but it's somewhere around that time, like 16, 17-ish. And then we have this King of Pentacles. There's not enough information to confirm this, but I feel like this is an earthy element. So it could potentially be Taehyung. And they also started off as friends as well. Well, they are still friends, but they call each other soulmates. So there's no denial in that. There's no way we can deny that. They say that themselves. But apart from this King of Pentacles, the other cards doesn't really give me Taehyung's vibes. Let's see, because there's Seven Chalices and Seven of Swords. Seven of Chalices is the energy that can give people illusions. So Jimin soulmate might be someone who is quite deceiving. Not like they lie or anything. It's like they are not what they appear to be. So like they might. So like for example, they might give people the impressions of someone. Like they might give people one impressions, and they're actually not that. Like when people first meet them, people would have the perceptions of they are being this and this and this, but actually when people get to know them, they turn out the opposite. Like they're not what. Like you need to dig deep to understand this person. And also the Seven of Swords gives me the feelings like this person likes oh, how to say this, it's like this, there's something that is not something, I don't know how to express this, because Seven of Chalices and Seven of Swords gives me the feelings of someone who is not always genuine. Like Seven Chalices also makes me feel like this is someone who doesn't, like, who dreams a lot, like just not dreaming, but like someone who likes to imagine things. Someone who doesn't live in the present. It's like their heads are in the clouds, or like they're always somewhere else. They always think about something else. And Seven of Swords is like this, because this person is rushing somewhere. They just grab whatever they have, and they also feel like they're running away from something. So it's just this really unsettling feelings about this person. It's whether they are not, whether it is either their energies are not stable, and they are like constantly changing, or it is something that, oof, it's like something heavy and something that, it's like it's like someone has a lot of secrets. Also with this ten of wands, so this could also be like someone with a lot of burdens and responsibilities, someone who expects a lot from themselves, and because of those expectations that they put on themselves, they kind of like oppress their feelings, and those oppressed feelings turns into something else, and they would take out those feelings on some, maybe like, oh, it could be like games. Someone's like into games. I don't know why I think about this, but like, you know, when you're stressed and you cannot express your, like, whatever is going on in your head, some people turn to games, and some like especially games that you like play as the play, like fighting game. I don't know how to call that game, but like you control a certain characters and you kind of like turn yourself into that characters, and so that helps to release your stressed and like oppressed feeling. Maybe that's this what this person like Jimin soulmate is into, that kind of thing, like playing games to de-stress, because they have a lot to carry on their back. Let's have a look at the oracles. The cards are repeating again. Romance, and you're very close to achieving your goal. Yes, yes, yes. Big picture thinking. Right. Oh, see this synchronicity. We have 3 chalices and we have 3 here. Why? Why do I feel like Jimin has more than one soulmate? Maybe because of this. They could be like potentially be a group of 3 friends and they are like each other's soulmates. I know I say this, I'm not putting anything on ships on this channel, but this does give me the vibe of the maknae line, like 3 of them Taehyung, Jimin, Jungkook, the three of them. I mean, the bonds between them are really strong. So it could potentially be like the three of them are each other's soulmate. And as I say, soulmate, like once you are in a soulmate connections, it doesn't necessarily be like like it doesn't have to involve like sexuality or anything like that. It can just be people who are really connected at heart and people are like fully supportive of each other. It's just that the bonds are so much stronger. It's like the other person completes your soul. That's why we call it soulmate. It doesn't have to end in a romantic relationship, or it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to lead to anything that is not PG. Yeah, it could just like be pure friendship at another level. Um, so yeah, I definitely feel like Jimin has more than one soulmate. And this card could potentially speak. This could potentially speak about Jungkook, and this could potentially speak about Taehyung. Because the King of Pentacles really give me the vibes of Taehyung, like someone who's really playful. The energies like playful, stubborn, likes to like looks at life in a different perspective. Like the way that he looks at life is totally different, totally unique. Like this person is upside down on a bull, so the way he sees life is different from what other people see. So he's very unique. Stable energy is really like but like really joyful, really playful, stubborn, childish, totally Taehyung's energy. Someone's like, and also someone who's really focused on what they do as well. Once they find the things that they like to do, they really focus on it, and they would try their best to be the best at what they do. Like they always strive for the best. It's not like not to be at the top, not to be the number one, but to do it in the best way possible, in their opinion. Totally Taehyung's vibe. But the thing that we have this romance card here, and also like big picture thinking. Visionary, inspired idea. I feel like these soulmate connections really it's like, oh, why I can't get a clear idea of these cards. You are very close to achieving your goal. Yes, there's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Big picture thinking. Oh. Remember, it's probably. I know I say this could potentially be the maknae lines connection, but it could also be someone else. And if in that case, if it is someone else, and it is a romantic relationship, I feel like also it goes together with the previous reading on current relationship that I did for Jimin. It could potentially be that he is they are working towards finding a way to not like publish their relationship, but it's like someone to live more, as a way to live more truly to their feelings. Big picture thinkings, like visionary. There's nothing sexual than my authentic truth. And you're very close to achieving your goal. I feel like they have this certain goal in their relationship, like certain how do you say, certain point or certain turning point that they want to reach in this relationship, and they are working together towards it. I haven't said it before, but I definitely feel like Jimin is really connected with his soulmate in a romantic way. I also said he has multiple soulmates, and it is totally possible for Jimin because he has a life path number 11, and that signifies that he has a higher level of energy than most people. So he'll be able to connect to more people at a deeper level than most people can. So that explains why he can have multiple soulmates. So two of those soulmates could be Taehyung and Jungkook, and also he can also have other soulmate connections, which is romantic, which is the romantic relationship. And I think that's what was shown in the reading that I did for current relationship for BTS. It is something that he wants to show to people, like he wants to be true to himself, he wants to be true to the feelings that he's feeling with these connections. So the connections with his soulmate, I feel like both of them are working towards a way to be more true, to living more truly with the connection that they experience. I don't know, I feel like they're getting closer to it. And because of this big picture thinking, so maybe this revelation or this goal that they have would have a big effect on many other people. Like it could be like a movement, because they're a celebrity, they K-pop, it's very strict on the relationship between, not like between the relationship of idols. So I feel like if Jimin and his soulmates choose to like more, not like more, but if they choose to be less discreet about their relationship, it's gonna cause like an effect all around. But I think if that's what they want to do, I think as fans, the best thing we can do is just support them as much as possible. Because from the previous reading and from this reading, I can feel like this connection is really, really important to Jimin, and he's happy in these connections. It's significant to him. I mean, Jimin is always very considerate, very thoughtful when it comes to what he does. So whatever decision he makes, I'm gonna fully support it. I'm gonna be fully like supportive of him. So and I hope many people can do the same, just to respect and be supportive, because at the end of the day we love him, we love Jimin or BTS for being who they are, and for the music that they make, for the message that they deliver, and I think everything they do will come within, like we will have the same value, because they have always been true to themselves. So yeah, I feel like this reading is really like complex, and everything's like intertwined, but I hope I get my message across. And yeah, I think that's all I have for Jimin. Alright guys, so now we have the reading for Taehyung, soulmate. Have a look. We're gonna have a look at the tarot cards first. Two of chalices, beautiful. Eight of chalices, two of swords, knight of wands, Knight of Swords. Look at the synchronicity. Cool. So yeah, Two of Chalices is definitely really strong soulmate connections indicated here. There's someone who it gives me the vibe of like when they are together, they really like this joyful and awful laughters. They're really comfortable with each other. They're really relaxed around each other. Um, this person is such a pleasant to be with, especially to Taehyung. Um, Taehyung. So look at this Eight of Chalices, Two of Swords, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. Apart from this, like all these four cards are kind of like heavy energy. I feel like with the Eight of Chalices and Knight of Wands, Taehyung's soulmate is also someone who is very passionate, very loving, but at the same time they have a lot of like they tried really hard for their goals. They how do I say this? They work really hard, and they've been like building their career up. It's like this Knight of Wands. This person is like trying his best to carry on from like 0 to 9. So they are like almost at the top of their journey, their goal, their ladder, their career, so to say. But still, there's a lot of pressure or burdens or responsibility on them that they cannot fully enjoy, or they don't even know where they're going next. And that's it's with this Eight of Chalices. I feel like they try and they've accomplished so many things, but at the same time they not sure whether they are in the right directions. They have a lot of like potentials and talents, but they have not seen the clear direction, like the clear future that they want to reach. They still keep going forward, but they don't really know where they're going. That's also shown with this Two of Swords as well. Oh, and the Two of Swords and Knight of Wands also gives me the feeling of like this person feels the pressure of being in a relationship with Taehyung. I feel like at this point with this Two of Chalices, they are already in a relationship. They are connected, but that relationship or like the things that comes with Taehyung puts a lot of pressure on this person, even though they are not public or they are not like nobody knows about it, but within themselves, like within Taehyung's soulmate hates, they feel pressured. They feel like they have to become better. They have to work harder. They have to try better. Like they have to try harder and like to be like to be equal or to be closer to Taehyung, like to be closer to where Taehyung's at. That also like tunes in with this Eight of Chalices and Fine Knight of Wands. Like they desperately wants to be at the same not like level, but like at the same at the same level is not the right word, but you know what I mean. Like to be this at the same standpoint as Taehyung is, from like career wise and positions wise. Let's have a look at the oracles if we have more forgiveness. Nothing is yet set in stone. Right. Soul family. Oh, right. Okay, so we're looking at like soulmate and we have soul family. So although I said they were already like in a relationship, but we got this nothing is set in stone. So I feel like because of the two of wands, so it's still two of chalices. So it's still at the very early stage of developing a development. So with all these pressures that is going on, like all these conflicts and all these like questions and pushes inside Taehyung's soulmate's head, the relationship feels fragile in a way because they're not confident enough to fully live in it. They feel like they are inferior to Taehyung, like a sense of lack of confidence and like a self-conscious. They feel self-conscious. Yeah, so I feel like with these oracle cards, it's just like the advice both Taehyung and his soulmate, like they need to talk to each other because this is soul connections. It doesn't have anything to do with like career or social positions or social hierarchy or whatever it is. The only thing that matters is the connections of the souls. So I feel like they need to talk together. They need to talk to their best friends as well. Like Taehyung would possibly have other soulmates as well. So the people that would understand them, the people that would know how they feel, like they need to talk to someone and talk to each other as well to figure it out. Also, if you watch my previous reading on the current relationship, I feel like that where I said Taehyung is trying to like change himself to make him to step down from his ladder to be equal to the person that he's currently with. So I feel like it's resonant with this reading as well, because he knows that his partner is insecure about his position, his success, and his fame and things that comes with it. So Taehyung is also putting his effort into making this relationship work. So I feel like yes, they definitely have to work together, talk to each other, get to know each other more. Because if this is a soulmate connections, is beautiful, it's comforting, it's joyful. It makes them feel better. It makes them feel better, and they will become better together. So the last card we have is like the more energy and intention I bring into my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So it is an advice for Taehyung's soulmate to trust these connections, to have faith in these connections, to have faith in Taehyung and themselves. To let go of all this insecurity and the sense of like inferior. Yeah, nothing is set in stone, so things can change. But the most important thing is that like these two of chalices is such a beautiful connections. They should not let it sleep. And I don't think Taehyung's gonna let it sleep. Like he would work for it. But I hope that this his soulmates see the same as well. Like I hope they put in equal amount of effort to make it work. Yeah, nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointment. It could also be like the current disappointment, or the feeling of insecurity, the feeling of not being enough or not being equal to each other. I feel that they have to let that go as well. With Taehyung's soulmate. So yeah, I think that's all that I see for this reading. Let's move on to the last reading. Alright guys, so now we have the last but not least reading for Jungkook on his soulmate. My camera just died, so now I'm recording with my phone, so the angle's a little bit different. Sorry about that. We're just gonna have a look at the tarot cards first. And then, oh, the sun. It's already open. It was just such a lovely card. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Judgment. I'm having a lot of repeating cards today, which doesn't happen very often. Then we have Death card. Don't freak out over it. We're gonna go over it, but definitely whenever the sun card represents such like it brighten up the whole reading and such positive energy. And what we're having like 4 major arcanas here, which is like really strong and prominent, dominant energy. I feel like I don't want to assume like their sexuality or their sexual orientation, but I feel like there's a little bit of masculine energies. It's more that it doesn't necessarily be a male, but this person is more masculine than feminine. Like, but the masculine side in Jungkook's soulmate is not too dominant over the feminine side. So there's someone who's very balanced, like someone who's very gender neutral, like someone who has the masculine side but also has the feminine side. Someone who's older than JK with the Judgment, the Hierophant, the Death. I definitely feel like this person is older than JK, but with the Page of Pentacles and the Sun, even though his soulmate is older than him, in the relationship they don't feel the difference, like the age difference. This person can act pretty like childlike sometimes, like very playful, has this like young energy around them. So the age difference might not be too much, like too significant, maybe like 1 or 2 years, but it doesn't affect the dynamics, the chemistry between them. I feel like sometimes like JK can act as someone who's older, because of this Page of Pentacles gives me really like young vibes. So JK is someone who's like also with the Sun, someone who's very playful, very bright. Like their energy is so positive. The Sun is like, this person is everything. They have everything. They're so well-rounded. They can do pretty much everything. They're kind of perfect. They're the whole package. They're good-looking, definitely, with this like, and colorful. Have really good sense of fashions. I don't know why I get that, but like looking at all these colors means like really good sense of fashions. Beautiful, already said that. Really attractive, knows a lot of stuff. Like they can do a lot of things. It's not necessarily be talented, but like, and not necessarily be like, because JK is good at everything he does, but this person is like, it's not that they're good at everything, but they can do everything. Once they put the effort into it, like they maybe can do some handicraft thing. They can do martial arts, I don't know, sing, dance, rap, write songs, composing, whatever. They like they have the ability to do everything if they put the efforts into it. That's what I get with the Sun. And also they bring joy into people's life. They like shine their light on people, like just radiate with so much positive energy. And the Sun's like, these cards look like everything's melting into one. These people with such a heartthrob, like this person, this Jackie soulmate, is someone who everyone loves. Like everyone wants to be around them. They're so warm, and so fun to be with them. They don't have the intimidating energy around them. They just like, they draw people in so naturally. They can win over anyone. Who is this person? It sounds so great. Also with this Page of Pentacles, all those like, oh, this is so opposite. Like, so I think because we're having so many major arcana, I am picking up so many messages. This is so opposite to me. So it's like, even though they draw in a lot of people, they tend to keep to themselves. Like they keep their loved one, their precious things closely around them. Like they keep a close circle, like a small circle of friends, like people that they really loved and treasure, and they really would do anything for the people that they love. It's very nurturing. It feels like they just want to keep the people they love for themselves. They want to protect them at any cost. They would do anything to protect them and to give them the best, to like nurture them. It's like really supportive energy, supportive, caring, loving, but at the same time like young and like encouraging, playful side. They have this playful side to them as well. Why did I say him? To them. It could potentially be a boy. I don't care, as long as they're happy. And this already sounds like such an amazing person. I don't care if that's a boy or a girl. With the Hierophant, this person, like within this reading and the combination of the cards, I feel like this person, JK's soulmate, is someone who's really wiser than their age. Someone who teaches JK a lot of lessons as well. So they potentially they have been together for a while now, since JK was like younger, I guess. And also with the previous reading that I read on current relationship, JK's current relationship has always it's also a long one as well, like a few years. So this person could be that person as well. So like they've been together since when JK was still young, and this person helped him grow and like keep him on the right track, like teaches him a lot of lessons along the way. That's what I feel like. With the Judgment, I feel like with this Judgment, these connections, these soulmate connections, why do I feel like these connections is kept behind closed door? Well, of course, with the position that BTS is in at the moment, has to be kept secret. But I feel like on the other side of the door is like chaos. It's not like chaos, but it's unknown. It's something intimidating and something scary. That's why they cannot, like, they haven't been able to like step through the door yet. It's probably be like judgment of other people. It could potentially be a type of relationship that challenge the social norms, or like the normality, like not normality, the standards, the normal standards, the normal expectations that are put on them. It's something to challenge the old ways of doing things, like to challenge the old beliefs or opinions on how a relationship would be. So it would be something that is that it could be judgmental or like judgeable. It could receive a lot of judgment from other people. That's what I feel. With the Death card, the Death card in this reading doesn't give me a negative energy, it doesn't give me a negative feeling. It just makes me feel like the connections, this soulmate of JK together, they change, like they like within the times that they've been together, they've become like totally different people. They change each other, and like they give each other a new life. Also with this judgment, it's like, yes, together they discovered new things. I discovered new horizon, or like, I don't know, they discovered another persona, or another self within themselves. If you know what I mean, like they learn together, they grow together, and they found out that, oh, I have this side of me that I never knew I had until I met you. And like they realized together that there's so many that there are signs of them that that only comes because of this relationship, that only shows because of this relationship. So look at the oracle cards. Have faith, trust your faith in these situations. I like that card. Now have emotions are running high. Ooh, super moon. That's super powerful. Person is a rich resolution. Full moon Cancer. Also have break the chain. What? This is, oh my god. Oh my god. What did I say about like challenging the norms, challenging the normal expectations with the judgment, with the death, and then we have break the chain and have faith. So it is a type of relationship that not traditional. It's not a traditional relationship. Whatever, like however you interpret that, is not a traditional relationship, and it would stir up a lot of people if it ever comes out into the light. It would stir up a lot of people. Yes. Oh, like, see, rewinding the future. So it could potentially, like this type of relationship could potentially like set the stone, or like pave the way for other people like them to be more accepted. If anyone's having a not so traditional relationship, they are gonna be like the shining light, the headlines, like the lines that shine through, pave the way for those people. Have faith, trust your faith in this situation. In the presence of love, we always cast out fear. It's so, the messages are so beautiful. So like together, this connection is so beneficial, it's so beautiful for both Jake and his soulmate. And it could potentially be beneficial for people like them as well. Emotions are running high. They love each other. They've been together for quite a while, as I said. They still, like, you know, once you're together for a long time with someone, the emotions could wear out. Like, it could feel like it, but like gradually dies out, but not with these connections. It's keep getting better. It keeps getting better. So they are more and more in love with each other, and more connected, and more like, I don't know, it's their souls are so connected. It's so beautiful. It's giving me like chills. And personal issues reaches resolutions. don't know what this is, but it gets just I feel like maybe one of them is like currently working on something. If we're going back to the reading that I did on current relationship, JK is currently too busy with his work, and kind of like neglected his connection with the soulmate a little bit. But now I feel like that work is getting done, is pretty much done now, which is resolution. So he's getting back into these beautiful connections, and like the emotions are running high again, because now he can devote more of his time and more of his emotions into these connections, and not so much on his work. So talking about that, mixtape is coming. JK's mixtape is coming. Mark my word. It's coming quite soon. I feel like it's gonna be in around like June or July, because I did a reading for him at the beginning of the year, and I remember something big is happening in June or July. So yep, around that time, JK1 is coming. But yeah, back to this reading. It's such a beautiful connection. It's so strong. It's everything. I feel like it's to JK. This person is everything. It's a teacher, a lover, a friend, someone to have fun with, someone who changed them, someone who walked with him through difficulties and walk with him to like beautiful places as well. Like to walk the highs and the lows with him. Together they can change the world. No, but together they can have really significant impact on people. Yeah, that's what I feel. I leave you. You're free. You're welcome to interpret this in your own way. But yeah, definitely this is such a beautiful reading. I think that's all I have for Jungkook, and I'm just happy to see that he's happy, and I can feel his happiness through these readings, although this is just like solely focused on his soulmate. But this is such a great person to be with. I mean, JK is winning in life. Who am I to judge? Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.